First rip on a Trek Singletrack 800. So far so good. Hasn't fallen apart. Now the test for the brakes. Not bad. All of my bikes up until this one are now 1x12 with a 32 tooth front and a 50 tooth rear. This is 1x10 with a 34 tooth front and a 42 tooth rear, maybe? Not 100% sure, I'll have to look when I get home. Still not too bad up these hills though. I didn't even know this trail was here. Little lever to be desired. We'll see if that's an adjustment or if it's really cheap on the brakes. We'll continue the ride. We'll go back to the shop. We'll go over the componentry and see what else we can do with this bike to make it even better. Only in Nova Scotia, we pop out of the trail and see a pirate ship. Like, look at that thing. Alright, so that was ride number one on the new old Trek Singletrack 800 that I built up this week. Before I get into my thoughts about it, let's get into some of the componentry. I'll start with the drivetrain. So I got out the old bottom bracket, which you can see in a video I did a few weeks back. It was one of those old cartridge bottom brackets. I went with a race face bottom bracket, just standard thread that I got off of Pink Bike, and it came with a brand new race face crank set as well. I paired that crank set with a 34 tooth narrow wide chainring on Amazon. I don't know the brand, but it's working out pretty good. It holds the chain on there, there's no issues. It looks very similar to the race face one I put on the Fuel. Pairing that up, we went with the Deity orange nylon pedals that I used to have on the Blizzard. Ever since I got the new T-Max on the Blizzard, these have just been collecting dust, so I thought this was a perfect project to put them on. Made that up with the Shimano XT 10-speed derailleur and 10-speed cassette, making this a 1x10 setup, and we put a brand new 10-speed chain on there as well. Moving into the wheels, I got a steal of a deal on a set of Ritchie 26-inch wheels in black from the Bicycle Peddler in Dartmouth. Kudos to those guys for having something like this in stock with a rim brake surface. I searched high and low for a set of wheels for this thing. It was perfect, and it already had the right free hub body on it for this cassette. Moving on from that, I got a Dimension rigid fork from Jensen USA that would match up with the 26-inch wheels. It is only rim brake. It's got post mounts for the V-brakes. A brand new FSA headset for the straight steer 1/1/8 head tube. We mated that with the 80mm Bontrager stem that came off of the Fuel EX, and same with the 760mm handlebars off the Fuel. Up top we have the SLX 10-speed shifter that also came off the Fuel, and for grips I went with the Mountain Equipment Co-op Ergo grips. This is where I figured this is going to be a gravel grinder, daily rider kind of thing, that these grips will be perfect for what I'm looking for. Into the brakes, I cheaped out here. I got a set of V-brakes off of Amazon, figuring all V-brakes are created equal because it's old technology. We'll get into that in a minute. They're definitely not created equal. As for the seat is a WTB saddle that I got off of the fat bike that came stock on the Blizzard. And the seat tube I got from Mountain Equipment Co-op because it was hard for me to find the 28mm seat tube that this thing requires. Before we get into what I like and don't like about this, we need a brew. A Speed River Pilsner from Sleeman's. Alright, so the good. I like this bike. I like the frame. I like the feel of it. I love riding a 26-inch bike again. It's a lot of fun. The 1x10 setup, it's a little noisy, but if I recall, the cassette and derailleur were noisy on the fuel as well. I'm going to see if I can clean that up a little bit. I did put a new chain on from the build. All new chain, never been used. It's still quite noisy, so we'll see if we can figure that out. I was worried about the gear ratio and climbing with this 1x10 setup where I don't have a 32 tooth front and a 50 tooth rear like the rest of my bikes. This is a 34 tooth front, and I'm not sure about the rear, but it's not super wide range. Didn't find it too bad on the mild climbs there through the gravel and on the cement, so we'll see how this plays out. I may have to consider getting a wider range 10 speed cassette in the not too distant future. Alright, on to what I don't like about this. I don't like the brakes. I shouldn't have cheaped out and got Amazon brakes. I'm learning a lesson on that one. The front brake isn't so bad, so I'm thinking a lot of this may have to do with my adjustment. But, I mean, we'll see. I'm really hopeful that I can adjust this a little better in the next little bit and ride it for a bit. But I can see myself buying some Tektro Mini V's or something like that. Something along those lines, a little more brand recognition behind it, a little stronger, we'll say. But I mean, aside from that, I really like this bike. It was fun to ride. It's just fun. It's a small bike, you know, small wheels, just cool. Really like it. I want to thank you guys for coming along this week. Hopefully this is my second video this week. I'm really pushing to get 2 out this week, the build and this video. So leave it down in the comments. What do you like about this bike? What do you not like about it? What do you think I did wrong? What can I do to improve this and make it more fun to ride? I really enjoy this bike. I want to ride it a lot this summer. Don't forget, click that button in the bottom corner of the video. Subscribe to the channel. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we're giving away my GoPro. But until next time, everybody, you know what to do. Ride on.